y'all can kind of see me. You can't hear the waves. It's alright. Head over towards the light. Just wanted to talk a little bit about my feelings of this time of the year and coming into next year, as we traditionally celebrate it in the West. You know, this is a huge time, but as the Chinese New Year is in February, and the Celtic calendar and festivals of Imbolc and the coming of the ice moon is the end of January, the beginning of February. There's actually a lot of cool stuff astrologically going on right now, but also the end of January, the beginning of February. And so I just wanted to come on here, share a little bit of my feelings and insights, my own little meditations, that, you know, if you're feeling a lot of pressure of this year and what you want to make of next year, you don't have to look at it like everyone else is. You don't. You can look at it however you need to look at it at your own pace. That's what works for me. Is sometimes I work a lot slower than others, although conditioned responses from me have often been working really fast sometimes, and that just burns me out. So what has helped me is to really find what it is that is just under the surface naturally, rather than rushing into conclusions and trying to put an image out there before there's really a visualization or an intention. Sometimes I find we can try to make something happen without actually first planting the mental focus and intention. If you ever watch The Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi tells Daniel-san, he's like, first close your eyes, you see the tree, and then you make the tree. When he's cutting the bonsai tree and forming that shape, it has to start within us, you know? And if you don't have a clear picture now, that's not something you rush. You don't need to rush your resolutions. You don't need to rush your intentions and what you think you need for next year. You may not really realize that you don't need as much as what everyone else is telling you that you need. So it's good to remember what is essential for you. There's a lot of stuff that is inessential that we can often fall back into our programmed responses of, I think I need this and this and this and this and this. But really, I don't think we need as much as we often think we need. We need balance, that's for damn sure. But we need to take it at the pace and the step-by-step, sequential way in this moment, rather than rushing into it. So I wanted to remind you guys to give yourself permission about taking it at your pace, being gentle with yourself. If you have a really big vision of what you want to do, it's good to remember it's going to take time for others to fall on board. So to not put out your frustrations onto others, especially those closest to you. I've done that before many times. And you know, we all learn in the end, right? We learn that we didn't really mean it like that, and that we wanted to really have a clearer understanding in ourselves before we progressed. So I just know that from all the work that I've done in assembling community this last year with the movement meetups in New Jersey, and with my travels to Arizona, but first basically down the east and the southwest, or the southeast of the United States. In all of those experiences, really found that, we can put in a lot of heart to something, and it can take a long time for you to see the results of that. And so it's important to remember that you're doing it for the reason of, this is what is filling my heart in the first place. You're doing it because this is what I can do in the most relaxed state of being that I'm in. This is my, just living flow. And so often we want to subscribe to what looks better on the outside rather than what feels best on the inside. And I just know that that's really the only thing that I need to really take into next year, and then refine those insights by that powerful time of February. And I've been looking at the past years of those February 2nds of the past years, the Imbolc time of the Celtic calendar, the Chinese New Year time. That is truly an incredible seed of what happens in the summers of those years, of what happens throughout that year. And this past year in February, I was getting through this breakup that wasn't really voiced. It was more ghosted, and then just that feeling of not knowing what is happening next. So it's essentially that feeling seeded this year of feeling lost. It felt up until very recently, I felt like I didn't have any clarity on why the year was like this, and I think a lot of us can relate. Some of us, may have had a great year, but I think we can all, if we listen to others around us, we can all, recognize what we're each going through. So recognizing that while one person is having a great time, another person could be really, really struggling, but that doesn't mean that that struggle is a bad thing. It's actually often setting us up to learn how to not struggle and actually how to struggle, but with a lot more graciousness and a lot more compassion on ourselves, so that we're not so hard on ourselves. We're often really, really freaking hard on ourselves. And again, you have permission to take things at whatever pace you need. And for me, I'm going to set my intentions for 2022 on February 2nd. Not tonight. I don't give a shit about what tonight is. It's, a lot of things astrologically you can look at. It's still a big time. It's been a big time, this whole year and last year. And so many things have been happening, But for me, it just feels better to be patient with these intentions of the heart coming to the surface, and not to rush them, not to rush any insights, and to really be patient with my dreams, because they're worth being patient with. Even if I don't have steady income, and I haven't had steady income for a while. You know, I don't care. I really don't, because I care mostly about what it is that is fueling my heart, not my wallet. And you know, we can often play victim to those things, but we don't need to. And it's the pattern of that victimhood will last only as long as you allow it, and also as you're subconsciously, emotionally realizing what it is that's going on, because sometimes we don't realize what's going on. So you have to just be in it and experience the whole spectrum of it. So that's my little insights for looking forward to not these expectations of the new year, but of the reality of the new year, of the reality of what's in your heart, and what's in our collective heart, because we can't make our dreams reality without really listening to the world around us and recognizing we are such a part of that, in the way where if I just want to go out and do whatever I want to do, it's not always the best thing for me, because it's not the best thing for the world, because I haven't started from a place of service. So if you can ask the Grail question of how can I be of service? How can I paint this beautiful world around me with love and expression and joy? For me, movement, play, community, those kind of things. But for you, plenty of other questions and answers may arise. So let those be your questions and your answers, but also the world's questions and the world's answers, and blend it together into this beautiful concoction of what you want to provide and what you are providing and you have for your whole life. We have always been, you know, working on these things. It's just our destiny of like how it unfolds. It looks like a mess sometimes, but that's okay. So thanks guys for tuning in. Put this up on my YouTube and repost it here, and I hope you have a beautiful end of this calendar year and a beautiful 2022. It's a mouthful. So love, vision, and strength. Peace out, guys.